Today I want to talk about Barry Odom's 4.25 and how a couple of Oklahoma high school football players could shine in the Razorbacks defense in 2020. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about Barry Odom, Levi Draper, and Myles Slusher, and the 4.25 defense that I believe is coming to the Razorbacks. Now, a couple of things here. Barry Odom was fired after, doing well enough at Missouri. It didn't make a lot of sense, but Sam Pittman put together a really great staff, starting with his coordinators. You get the veer and shoot out of Kendall Briles. You get the 4.25 out of Barry Odom, which we're seeing is becoming more prolific throughout college football on the defensive side of the ball. Gary Patterson has been running it for, it feels like centuries, but it's really been decades, which is still a very long time, and it's been successful for a long time. And it allows you to match the personnel that you see more easily in the age of spread. You can match it against power spread, you can match it against air raid, you can match it against power run teams, and you can get the same results. But the key to that is that third safety and those two inside linebackers basically have to be superheroes. So you got to be really good about identifying those guys. But first, a little bit about why Barry Odom is running this and what the Razorbacks are trying to, they're trying to have an Oklahoma kind of turnaround, the one that OU saw in 2019 with Alex Grinch, because they ranked 110th in FBS and total defense in 2019. They gave up 451 yards a game. Yikes. That was after going from number 79 to 110, number 79 in 2018. And the last time that Arkansas allowed less than 400 yards per game was 5 years ago. It's 2015. So Sam Pittman and Barry Odom have a lot of work to do, but they have the tools to do it, because the reason that I really like the 4.25 is it's a variation of the 3.35, which I was first become familiar with Todd Graham, and then I do my research to find out Joe Lee Dunn and the Grits Blitz, because it's designed to allow you to simulate pressure from anywhere, but also roll your coverages to anywhere. You just have to be a little bit more manly up front, particularly at the zero technique, if you're going to run the odd front. But if you run the one gap scheme, you can keep your linebackers clean to go make plays. And in the SEC, where you're going to see Mike Leach's air raid, where you're going to see Jimbo Fisher's prolific offense, you're going to see Steve Sarkisian's pro raid, you're going to see, Steve Ensminger continue to try to put up an offense that was putting up 550 yards a game. Yeah, you're going to need to match up on the defensive side of the ball very well. You're going to need linebackers that can run. You're going to need defensive backs that can tackle. And with an open safety spot, Myles Slusher seems to fit the billing real quick in that he's not just a blue chipper. He got an offer from Alabama. He was committed to Oregon for a while. A&M wanted him. Sam Pittman came in late to sway him, and I think he's going to see the field really quickly. I've called him Ed Reed in comparison because of his instincts. He is a natural seeker of the ball. He knows where it's going. He gets there, anticipates where the quarterback is going, anticipates run fits very well. I think from a cerebral standpoint, there wasn't a better safety in the state of Oklahoma the last 2 years outside of Dax Hill. It's really been that good. I would put Myles Slusher into the same category of Josh Proctor, and Josh Proctor looks like he's going to be starting for Ohio State at the free safety position. We'll see about that. Then there's Levi Draper, who I think is the guy that's going to slide in next to Bumper Pool. Bumper Pool has been a superhero for them, and I think if you get him a good running mate, you absolutely can be lethal at inside linebacker. And Draper, no bones about it, he transferred because he wanted to play. And I don't think that him going from Brian Odom to Barry Odom is a coincidence either. Brian Odom being the linebacker coach at Oklahoma, Barry Odom again being the defense coordinator at Arkansas. The Odoms are a football family, as you very well could point out, but also they know a little bit about playing some linebacker, playing some football. So I'm sure that Odom is telling Odom everything he needs to know about Draper. But the thing that I love most about Levi is I think that he has it in him to be the best linebacker in college football. It's about, will he get the snaps? Will he get the starts? Will he be trusted in the way that so many linebackers who become the best at what they do are trusted? For talent's sake, Kenneth Murray Jr., was brought to Oklahoma as an outside linebacker. Because of injuries to Draper and others, he was thrust into the role of inside linebacker, middle linebacker as a true freshman. And he became the first true freshman to start at middle linebacker for Oklahoma since 1975. And he didn't give the spot up for the next 3 years. Made it more difficult for Levi to break in because he is a natural inside linebacker. And Oklahoma has some pretty decent depth there over the last couple of years, and at least talent. And then after 2 years of developing and 2 years of really, the sophomore year coming into his own, Murray going for over 150 tackles, Alex Grinch and Brian Odom decide to put their hopes and dreams on Kenneth Murray Jr. and give him the defense and also allow him to do what he does best as an outside linebacker, which is edge rush on third down and use his tremendous speed and athleticism. I say that to say Levi Draper is still more talented than Kenneth Murray Jr., even after Kenneth Murray Jr. got drafted into the first round of this year's NFL draft. And what I think is a shallow draft for inside linebackers. We saw Jordan Brooks, who played at Texas Tech, get drafted in the first round. And next year could be a better class of linebackers, but Isaiah Simmons was so far ahead of everybody else in that category that it was really difficult to put somebody else with him. But Draper could be a Devin White kind of player, like the one at LSU. He has that in him. He could be what Patrick Queen was for them. He could be what Jacob Phillips was for LSU. And you continue to look around the country at some of these players and what they've been able to accomplish. I don't understand why Levi Draper couldn't accomplish what so many in the country have accomplished the last couple of years. Like when you talk about Micah Parsons, you're going to talk about the best defensive player in all of college football next year. I sincerely believe that. With a great showing, Draper could be there too. Now, the problem is, are they going to be any good, right? Because while I like Arkansas, I think they're 2 years away. Felipe Franks is going to get you a bridge to what I think is going to be a pretty doggone good offense in the next couple of years. Give Kendall Browse time to run his veer and shoot. It's going to work. They're going to stretch the field. They're going to run the ball very well. I think giving Barry Odom a little bit of time, they're going to play outstanding defense. But in the SEC West, it's just so difficult. And then they have a road game to Notre Dame in South Bend in September with a first-year coaching staff who has not been able to install any of their schemes and principles except via Zoom. So they can whiteboard it up and teach the kids the why of it, but actually getting them to go through the reps of it and actually watching them build out plays and concepts in real time, they're behind the 8 ball there. So while I really am excited about Arkansas football and the future of it, I'm not ready to say that they're going to win more than 4 or 5 games in 2020. I just don't see it. Again, it's the SEC West. It's A&M being middling, right? And in other conferences, they could compete for a conference championship. LSU is still LSU. Auburn is Auburn. Alabama is Alabama. Mississippi State's going to put up a bunch of points in Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss. I think they just need a moment. You give them a little bit of time, they're going to be all right. They're in that same category with Arkansas, although they might win a couple more games because their schedule's a little bit more soft. It's a very exciting time to watch what Arkansas football will become because, again, I can't wait to see it. I mean, they're going to play my alma mater, Tulsa, in a few years. I want to see Oklahoma get back on their schedule. Also my alma mater, for those of you that are asking. Masters at OU, undergrad at TU. I think that to watch Arkansas football become the Arkansas football of Lou Holtz's era, right, once again, or even of the Petrino era, would be so much fun for all of us because it's a rabid fan base. They really love their Hogs, and college football is just a lot more fun and a lot better to watch when the Razorbacks are decent. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.